it to be very, very important. Everybody must know how to use the stone, because the stone is not cost to buy. I can show it though, you can be able to see the inner surface. Can you see? This clipper blade has been used dull. Try to watch it very, very carefully before you sharpen any type of clipper blade. That is number one thing you have to do. You see it? Then look at the upper clipper blade. You see the upper clipper blade? You try to watch very, very carefully before you sharpen any type of clipper blade. Yeah, so that I can be able to confirm whether the last sharpening gave on it is very, very correct. Whether they have sharpened it, now run it in a one way or the other to bring it for sharpening, so that they sharpen it in the other side. By not following their mistake, I'll be able to correct the mistake and be able to check, so that I can be able to know exactly how to check the inner surface of the blade. You see it like this, you study it. Then there's one important thing I want to tell you. If you now get confused about the surface, if you get confused about the surface, yeah, I will now give you the method, the logic to use to detect out the surface, whether it has been sharpened before in the wrong side or not. You see the way I position the blade. You see it like this. This is the inner surface of the bottom clipper blade. You try to zoom out. That is why I've taught you. We've taught ourselves how to zoom in, how to zoom out. Zoom out for you to see the screen. For you to see the blade very well. Zoom out so that this blade will be bigger. Now, you now place the upper clipper blade on top. You see the way I place it? You place it like this. See the way I position my fingers. This one comes out. It is these three that carries the blade. You see it in this way. Then bring your thumb to hold it in this way. Follow it like that. Let me still come back again. You see the way I put it. Let me start again. You first take your upper clipper blade in this way. You see the way I put it. You zoom back a little so that I can be able to see everything completely, or my two hands and the blade. You see, after that one, you position the upper clipper blade on top. You see it in this way. Let the edge of your finger be by the center of the blade. You see it in this way. You see the way I position it. You can see it. You see like this. Then now use your thumb. You see the way you press it down, you hold it by the corner. You see it in this way. Then you now use this finger to block the mouth of the blade. You see it in this way. Zoom out for you to see it properly. Zoom out for you to see it properly. Please zoom out for you to see exactly the way I hold it. Zoom out for you to see it exactly. Let me still repeat it again. You see, I use these three fingers to hold the blade. And now remove this one, put it on top. You see it. And now replace the three fingers back again. You see the way I put it. Zoom out for you to see the mouth. Sir? You now use your thumb to hold it by the corner here, hold by the corner, always press it down. You see like this. You now use this, your finger. Zoom back a little, let it be in the center. You now use to block the mouth of the blade. You see the way I hold it now. You now press it there, be shifting it from one side to the other. Zoom out the camera so that you can be able to see the way the blade is moving. You see the way I'm doing it? Watch me carefully. That is why I always say it. Way of working in my own studio is with pattern. The way I sharpen my clipper blades, the way I sharpen the stone, the way I maneuver my waist in taking one step before the other in sharpening of different type of clipper blade and the stone. I have pattern for everything. And the moment you have pattern for your work, you must be able to know it properly. At the same time, when you are off the road, you are out of the road, I'm telling you sincerely, you can be able to know that the pattern will draw you back to the main road again, that you're out of the road, because the way you'll be doing it, your mind will tell you, say, something has messed up. You are following a wrong channel. You see, that is why you need to watch me carefully. Listen to all my advices. Listen to all my instructions. Hello? Okay. So you look at the way I'm doing it. I'm using freehand testing tiling method to test the hopper and the bottom clipper blade, whether the clipper blade has been sharpened wrongly before they bring it to me for sharpening, whether the clipper blade was brand new and used it dull, they now bring it to me for sharpening, whether the clipper blade, after they have used it dull, they now put it on the stone or on the ground, on the cement floor, on the German floor, on the hard iron. They now screw the face, scrub the surface on the surface, trying to sharpen it, but they did not get it right. They now bring it to you. You can be able to detect it out. That is why I'm using this style, this method, to check after I do it for some times. So I'm doing this thing slowly, one step after the other, for you to be able to understand the processes you will be taking in sharpening your clipper blade, different types, in using your super hard manual sharpening stone. Yeah, this one I'm showing you, you are using it for super hard manual sharpening stone for now. And as I promised you, tutorials are coming on Sharper. That is the engine, electric clipper blade shaping machine, to sharpen different type of clipper blades and to correct different type of clipper blade errors in this sharpening workshop. We are still coming to that one. But I want everybody, including myself, to be able to understand how to use super hard. This is super hard manual sharpening stone. To be able to use stone professionally, logically, technically, okay, in the barbing industry, in the sharpening industry, sharpening workshop. Can you see it? Because I reason and I consider it to be very, very important. Everybody must know how to use the stone, because the stone is not cost to buy. It's very, very cheap to buy compared to sharper. Then at the same time, the cost of activating the surface, the cost of activating the surface of the stone is completely cheaper to that of the activating of the surface of the super sharpening disc. You see, the maintenance of the stone is cheaper than the maintenance of the sharper. All these things, if you want to use sharper very well, you want to use it effectively, how you can run it, you'll be using it every day. Using of the stone is very cheaper in using than the sharper. That is why I am trying in all way around that everybody must know how to use super hard manual sharpening stone. When you are a professional on the stone, you can now buy sharper. When you buy sharper, you now find it very, very easier again. You find it very, very easier. If you get idea on the stone, you get the idea on the stone, you know how to use stone perfectly, correctly, logically, technically, okay. Yeah, you can be able to buy sharper. Then you use sharper effectively. Then if you don't have the experience on the stone, if you are using your sharper one way or the other, the fuel finish, and where you want to get the fuel is far away or the light off. Maybe you are using NEPA light, there's no generator. When the NEPA light is off, no way to go again, and you don't have generator or generator is not good. Can you see? But when you have the super hard manual sharpening stone, you can use it to complete the rest of the job left over when the light was off. So there's no cause for alarm, no troubleshoot at all. You divert to the stone, then you complete all your job. And since your customer have already know you with the stone, that as you are perfect with the sharper, you are always perfect with the super hard manual sharpening stone again. So let's go back into the tutorial again. You now test. You see the way I'm doing it, you zoom out. Zoom out very well. Zoom out well for you to be seeing the way the clipper blade is moving. I'm using the whole fingers to control the blade. You can be able to see it properly. Watch carefully. Watch. Now let us open and see now. Can you see? Let us watch carefully. Zoom out the lens of your camera. Zoom out. When you zoom out, you can be able to see the inside of the hopper and the bottom clipper blade very well. you can see that the carbon covered the whole surface for the upper and the bottom clipper blade. Yeah, which means the last sharpening done on this clipper blade was very good before. Yeah, they sharpened it correctly. The sharpening is very nice. Though I was the one that sharpened it last. You understand? I only want to use it for tutorial after the use done, so that the whole public, including myself, can have the gain on the sharpening of the clipper blade. Yeah, this is one is untitled, no title STAREX clipper blade. So before we go further, we apply the masking tape at the back of the blade. And I always tell you, don't let us forget, please look for better masking tape, correct masking tape with better gum. Can you see it? Use correct masking tape, the one with good gum, so that when you are working on it, the sellotape, after touching with the treatment, you will not be removing anyhow. It's very, very important. Please, let us take note. Yeah, I want to put grading update. What do I mean by grading? I want to apply masking tape at the back of the blade to attach to the back very well. You see the way I'm pressing it? You zoom out for you to see it properly. Zoom out. Zoom out for you to see it properly. Can you see it? I've done for the upper clipper blade. I want to do for the bottom clipper blade. Watch me the way I'm doing it, so that when you want to do it, you can be able to know the way and the professional way to place it at the back. You see the way I'm doing it? Zoom out your lens. Zoom out your lens very well. For you to see my fingers, these fingers and the plate, so that you bring them out bigger. You can be able to see the way I'm doing it. You see the way I'm pressing it, so that it will attach to the back of the blade very well. So that it is very, very hard to remove for the treatment or even the finger. Yeah, you see the way I put it? Excuse me a minute. Malo. I'm very sorry. I'm back again. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for that. After application of the masking tape, that is grading, at the back of the upper clipper blade, at the back of the bottom clipper blade, you see the way it is. Zoom out for you to see it properly. You can use it to cover the whole surface more than this one, but to be at least the way I do it. You see the way I do it, it can cover the whole surface. I only leave this side on top because of the treatment. Because treatment used to enter through the side. You see it in this way. Then if you want to put your blades down before the sharpening, don't put the back down because the treatment is on the surface everywhere here. So when you put it down, the treatment will be touching the back and it will be slippery. When you place your thumb on it, your thumb will be running out on top of the blade. Do not hold it properly. You put it down in this way. You see it in this way. You can zoom out to see. You put it down in this way. You put it down in this way. You see it. Then, before we go further, you take out your small rag. All this small rag, I say, you should get from the jeans. You now fold it. You use it to clean the surface. To clean the surface. You see it in this way. You use it to clean the surface of the stone. Then you find two rags. You use one for the right. You zoom out for you to see it. You use one for the left hand. You use one for the right hand. You use this one whenever the chemical or the treatment or kerosene or oil gets into your finger. You use this one to clean it. You use your right finger to pick it. Then you clean it well. Anything with your left hand, you use this one. And the same thing to clean the surface of the stone. You see it in this way. Let's drop it by one side here. So make sure under your thumb is very, very clean. There's no oil under the thumb you want to use. If there is oil, if there is any treatment, if there is kerosene, if there is another maybe mixture of oil and kerosene or any other treatment again, you make sure you clean it very well. I even advise you use detergent to wash your hand well, then you dry it so that you'll be oil free. Then if you want to pick your oil, if you are using right hand for sharpening of the clipper blades, if you are using right hand to sharpen clipper blades, take note of this what I'm saying. Take note very, very well. If you are using right, like my own now, I'm using right hand to sharpen the clipper blade, different types. Professionally, logically, technically, okay. If I want to take the treatment, I will use the left hand. You see it like this. This is the finger I'm using. This is the thumb I'm using to sharpen the clipper blade. I will now use left hand to pick the oil. You see the way I'm dropping it. You use left finger. You use your left hand to pick the oil or any treatment. You see it. You now use this finger. This same finger, I'm using right hand to sharpen. You see the right hand, I have not used it for anything now. The first fingers I'm using, the first hand I'm using is left. I'm using right to sharpen. You keep that right now. Then you now use your left finger to spread it. Can you see it in this way? You see it in this way. Try to take note of all this thing I'm saying. Try to take note. When you are using your right thumb to hold the blade for sharpening on the super advanced sharpening stone, you are using right hand. If you want to apply the oil, you want to apply kerosene, you want to apply mixture of kerosene and oil, you want to apply any other treatment on the surface of the stone, you see, you have to use your left hand to pick the treatment. Use your left hand to pick the treatment. You see the way I drop it on the surface of the stone. Then you see the way I'm using this left hand finger to spread it all over. Can you see it in this way to cover the whole surface? Then I now use, you see, after you can do it in this way, the remaining oil, you see it in this way, you first take style to bring them back to the surface of the stone. Then you now use that the same left hand again to pick the rag. You now clean your fingers. You see the way I'm doing it? This is the right thumb. Can you see now, I have not used this right to work now, so that the oil will not be touching under my thumb, so that the oil will not be touching my right hand. Can you see after cleaning now, I drop it down. You see my two fingers now, you see my two hands. Then after, you use this your left hand to pick the blade. Can you see that I have not used this right hand now? You now position it at the angle of 45 degrees. Or before going to that, still remain kerosene. You see it, you now pick your kerosene and still use that the same left hand, the left fingers to pick. Can you see? Be watching me carefully. Try to watch everything step by step the way I'm doing it. You now use it to spread again. You see the way I'm spreading it? You return it again. You still use the same finger again to spread the kerosene to mix together with the oil. Can you see? This one now I have not applied the masking tape. I'm only showing you if you want to use kerosene and oil. You see the way I've mixed it up. Then if you want to use your biscuit bone, you know biscuit bone, there's no oil there. You can now use your right hand to pick the biscuit bone. You see it? You now rub it. You see the way I rub it? You see like this? You see? Then you use your right hand to pick the neat rag that you provide for the right hand side. You can take it to clean. There is any condition for you to clean your fingers and the thumb. You see it in this way. You drop it down again. Then you still use the same left hand to pick your kerosene. You see, you drop kerosene on top. You see it in this way. You still use the same left hand to spread it all over the surface. You see it in this way. You see it in this way. You see it in this way. You see like this. You see, you take your left hand to pick the rag again and clean your left fingers. You see the way I'm doing it? All these things, you can follow it step by step. This work is going to be very, very easy for you to do. But when you are mixing things together, you are using right hand, left hand to enter oil. When you want to sharpen now, you will not be having stability on the movement of the blade. Can you see the way I use it to place it now? Now I position my thumb on the surface of the stone. Now you want to calculate the place you want to be placing your thumb. This one now we have to do it in details for you to be able to really understand. If you want to calculate where to position your thumb, please zoom out for you to see it very well. Zoom out the screen of your phone. Yeah, zoom out the screen of your phone. Zoom out the lens of your camera for you to see it very well. You use your pointer to divide the clipper blade into two. Then you use another pointer to divide it into four. You can see it in this way. When you divide it into four, you now take another pointer. See where I want to calculate from the center here now to this side. From the center to this side. From the center to this side. You now find the center now. This is where you are going to place your thumb. Check very well. If you want to sharpen for this half side of the blade, the half part of the blade, you divide it into two. From two, you divide it into four. Now you want to sharpen this side. You use this one to divide it into four now. You want to sharpen these two sides now. Now find the center. This is the center. You see it? You position your thumb here. Then from here to here, from here to here, this is the center. This is where you are going to position your thumb. That is the way to calculate. Yeah, way to position your thumb on top of the blade. I will now show you now. Look like this. You see the way I position it. This is the way to position your thumb. Zoom out for you to see it very well. Zoom out. You zoom out the lens of your camera. You zoom out the lens of your phone. Zoom out very well for you to be able to see it. This is where to position your thumb for this side. And this is where to see as my thumb is coming. See where I want to drop it. This is where to drop it for the second side. You see, you now be going to and fro. Then, how do I manage to calculate this angle 45? To get this angle 45 in sharpening of the clipper blade. Yeah, can you see? Let me see, come with that one fully. See the base of our stone. Can you see the base here? Assuming we put protector on top like this. We put protector. The zero is here. The zero is here. 180 is here. Whereas 90 is 0, 180. This is 0. This is 180. This is 0. This is 180. Is 0, 180. You see it? Then we now place our upright angle. You know, the tractor protractors like this. We divide it into 4. This one is angle 0. This one is 90. This one is 180. This one is 270. The one down here is 270. You see, this one is 0. Then this is angle 0. This is angle 180. You now place another angle here. This is angle 90 degree. You see it in this way. This is angle 90 degree. Then you now take another pointer again to divide this one into 2. From here to here is angle 90. From here to here is angle 90. From here to here is angle 90. You now divide 90 into 2. That is 45. You see it in this way. You see the way this angle 45 is. That was how I derived using the angle of 45 degree in sharpening of the upper clipper blade. You need to take note. That is why I'm saying subscribe to my 2 channels. That is why I'm telling you always, begging you people, those viewers that refuse to subscribe, please, in the name of God, subscribe to the 2 channels. You can get full access to see my YouTube videos. You can get access to my new notifications. The moment I'm releasing video on the YouTube, you will be the only one to be seeing the video. I only do this one for you to be able to know exact position where you are going to place your thumb on the upper clipper blade. I show you this one purposely for you to know how to position your blade for scissors method on top of the super hard manner sharpening stone. How do I get the angle? That was the way I get the angle 45 degree in sharpening of the upper clipper blade. That was the way I get the normal place to position my thumb on the back of the upper clipper blade on top of the stone for easy sharpening. Can you see the 2 now? Now the treatment has get dry. I need to repeat the treatment again. I go for this one for you to know that when you apply the treatment and something carries you away from the stone, before you come back, the treatment has disappeared. You still need to reapply another kerosene on top. Don't forget, you cannot sharpen your clipper blade without treatment. You cannot sharpen the hopper and the upper clipper blade without treatment. I'm only using this term for you to be reminding you. Then when you have treated the surface of your stone, you have activated, you have recharged the surface of your stone. Then something carries you away, the treatment now disappear. You need to put another one for sharpening. Let us start from here. I will now go to and fro 10 times now. You see the center I want to position my thumb? You see it? I will go to and fro 10 times now. That is to and fro 10 times. You see it in this way. You now take the rag to clean. You see the way. Yeah, let us watch now. Let us watch carefully. That is why I say I want you to zoom out. But this time around, I will bring the blade nearer to the camera. Can you see that the work starts here? You see the stainless here. Watch carefully. Can you see it? You see it in this way too. And position it well. Yeah, the work starts here like this. Let us continue again. If you want to place your blade down, you see the way I place it. You take your left hand to carry the kerosene again. You replace it back, then you spread it. Yeah. You see the way I place it. Then let us go for this side. I'm sorry. You clean the back of the blade. You see the way I clean it. I'm sorry again. That is to and fro 10 times again. That is to and fro 10 times. Let us watch the inside again. Yeah, the clipper blades have been sharpened correctly. Let me show you very well. Let me get it nearer to the camera. You can see it. The total shining across has come and the total flatness. Those are the two we are working for. Can you see it again in Master Barber's Hotel? The total flatness and the total shedding across has come. This upper clipper blade is sharpened correctly now. Let me put this one down. Then, as I was telling you, if you want to sharpen bottom clipper blade, how to activate the surface now, we'll do the activation for the upper clipper blade first. Yeah, before we go to the recharging or activating of the surface of the stone, I have to teach you how manage I'll derive to get the angle of 45 degrees in sharpening the bottom clipper blade in my sharpening workshop. Yeah, as I've told you in the upper clipper blade home, assuming this is our protractor, you see it in this way. Protractor is divided into 4. This side is 0, this side is 90, this side is 180, this side is 270, making the angle of 360. Use it in that way. Then this is the angle 0, this is angle 180. You now put another upright angle here, this is angle 90. Then you now divide this angle 90 into 2. You see it in this way. That is where I derive to the using of 45 degree in sharpening of the bottom clipper blade. You see it in this way. You see it like this. That is how I derive using the angle of 45 degree in sharpening of the bottom clipper blade. You see it. Now let's go into the sharpening now. Before we go into the sharpening, treatment of the surface is very important. Don't forget, treatment of the surface is very important. You can't do sharpening without treating the surface of your stone. Yeah, that treatment will make it easy for you to sharpen. It will make the surface of your stone last. It can be able to chop the inner surface of the blade excessively, so that it will be very easy for you to achieve the correct sharpening you are looking for under the surface of the bottom clipper blade. After you take your kerosene, you see, to mix it up again. You see, I'm using right hand to sharpen, but I'm using left hand to do all these things so that the work will not mix together. You can use your right hand again to pick. You can use left after you have cleaned your hand, your fingers. You see the way I position it at the angle of 45 degrees. How do I want to know where to position my thumb? You see, this is the center of the blade at the back. You have divided into 2 and now divide it into 4 like this. Can you see it? Then by dividing it into 4, let me come with another pointer. You now find the center from here to here. This is the center. This is where to position your thumb. You find center from here to here. This is the center. This is where to position your thumb for the first sharpening. Let us go now. That is 2 and fro 10 times. That is 2 and fro 10 times. That is 2 and fro 10 times. That is 2 and fro 20 times each side. You see it in this way. Then we lift it up. We clean the surface of the blade in order for us to be able to study the inner surface of the clipper blade very well. That is why I always been telling you that we must know how to study the inner surfaces of the blade. We must not forget about studying the inner surface of the blade. Now, the sharpening we have done now, 20 times here, 20 times here. When you zoom out very well, you can see black carbon in only one area, this area. This is where the black carbon is here. The stone did not work on this place at all. The stone works like this, see my pointer, you walk reach here. Now leave this small portion, this small portion, this small portion, this small portion. It now left it untouched. This area, the stone did not touch this area at all. This area, the stone did not touch. You see it like this? Did not touch. It touches the rest of the inner surface of the clipper blade has been sharpened correctly. Now, we must have to correct this area. By correcting this area now, we must have to sharpen here. And whatever thing we do for here, we should not leave it like that. We must still repeat the same thing for here. in order to make the surface balanced, in order to make the total shining across balance. Let us go again. If you want to drop your blade down before the treatment, see the way I place it down. Don't put this back down because of the oil on the surface of the stone around here. Then you pick your treatment again, you put treatment. Then you use your finger to spread it all over. Don't forget. Then you use your duster. Can you see that I'm using the left hand now? You see it, when you have cleaned it finished, you can use your right hand to pick. You can use left to pick. You now position it at the angle of 45 degrees. This is the area we want to correct. Don't forget, this is where the stone doesn't touch. That is the first area we are going to touch. Yeah, you see. Now, try to calculate very well. It is this area that we are going to correct. You will not position your thumb here again. You will not position your thumb along here. You shift your thumb, come to this side. Watch carefully. We are coming to correct here. So you don't need to position your thumb here and here again. You shift, come to the front. Try to take note into whatever I'm telling you. Try to take note so that you can be able to know the way to sharpen the clipper blade very well. Let me still clean it and show you again. Because I don't want confusion. I want to be doing this thing one after the other, step by step, so that I can be able to know the way to do it by yourself. So let me get it closer to the camera. When you watch carefully, I want to fashion it in a way for you to, yeah, very good now. No. I want to fashion that side out to bring that. Okay, you see it in this way. You see that black is here. This area is black. The stone doesn't touch here. You see this area now. We are going to correct it. Anything you do for here, you must have to repeat it for here again. Yeah, in the other side too. When you watch carefully, you watch this side. Let me fashion it out. Yeah, you can see it in this way. You see the black carbon here. This is the area I want to correct. Whatever thing you do for here, you must have to repeat it for the other side too. Let us go into the field now. Let me reapply the treatment again. It's getting dry. Don't forget, here and here, here and here. The first one was here and here, the center here. Don't forget the first one. The second one now here and here. You see it like this? That is 10 times. You come to the other side too. That is 10 times again. Making 30 times now. Yeah, still remain a little. I'm trying to check very well. Still remain a little. Still remain a little. Still remain a little. You see it in this way. So the reason why I'm saying you should be using your left hand, there are some cans that the oil has touched everywhere. So this oil has touched everywhere. You cannot be using your right hand, but this one is clean. That was why I just used right hand now. Just now, I'll be telling you this. If your can is very clean, you can use your right hand to pick and spray on the surface of the stone. Daniel. Let us clean and watch again. Yeah, the surface is okay now. Let us try to check whether the surface is okay or remains some parts. You see the way I hold it initially to show you that how to test whether the clipper blade was used fine or who sharpened it correctly. The same system you are still going to use to test after the sharpening of the clipper blade to confirm whether the clipper blade is sharpened correctly or not. You see the way I'm testing? You can zoom out for you to see properly. You can zoom out for you to see properly. You see the way I hold it? You see my fingers. And now use this one on top. Now use this one to block. Now I'm using this thumb to shift it from one side to the other, then from front to the back. Zero gap on the gap, zero gap on the gap, from one side to the other, zero gap on the gap. So the way I'm moving side by side, I'm going to the front, coming to the back. So that in form of zero gap, in form of 100% gap, in form of zero gap, instead of 100%, then side by side. Let us open and watch now. Can you see now? You see the carbon field everywhere. You see it here too. Let me bring it nearer to the camera. Can you see that the clipper blade has been sharpened correctly? You can see the carbon field everywhere. If you can sharpen and you get this kind of sign, which means you are a real professional. If you run and test this clipper very well, it's going to work like a new one, or even better than a new one. Can you see it in this way? You can see it in this way. The carbon field everywhere, in the front and the back, for the upper and the bottom clipper blade, which means this clipper blade are sharpened correctly, logically, technically, okay. If you can sharpen like this, which means you have become a real professional in sharpening of the clipper blade, it's going to work like a new one, or even better than the new one. Can you see it? That is why I'm saying we should be following this thing step by step. Step by step. Yeah, let me clean the surface of the stone. You see it, yeah. Excuse me a minute.